Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of CNB Bazaar Buzz on the NDTV network. As you can see, I'm completely immersed in the festive cheer. Before we start, Merry Christmas to all of you viewers. Now let's get with the show and let's have a quick look at what we have on the show for you today. The big AMT shootout, Santro versus Tiago. And Okinawa's newest electric scooter. Let's get straight into that big comparison test we have on the show for you today. It's the AMT shootout, and a lot of people actually are asking about automatic cars, and automatic cars do make up a big percentage of every new car sold in India too. Well, if you are looking for an entry-level hatchback, the Santro of course is the newest one on the block, but the Tiago still makes a compelling argument. So we decided to bring them both together in the AMT Avatar and tell you which one is best. Check out my review. Every automatic car comparison test in India starts with the same introduction. Urban traffic is crazy, with some people spending hours on end for their daily commute. And considering general stress levels, anything that you can do to make your life easier is, well, great. And that's where these two come in. If you're in the market for an affordable 5 lakh rupee or thereabouts hatchback and you want an automatic, these two are on the top of the list. The Hyundai Santro and the now 3-year-old and still aging rather gracefully, Tata Tiago. Now let me tell you straight off the bat that the Santro is one of the nicest cars in terms of overall NVH levels in that sort of segment, and the AMT gearbox in particular has been developed in-house by Hyundai. So unlike say Maruti Suzuki, who goes to Magneti Marelli or Bosch or anybody else who actually makes these AMT units, the sort of shifter units, Hyundai did this in-house to make sure this is one of the nicest AMTs around. And honestly, it's a joy to drive. It's smooth, it shifts really well in traffic, it doesn't jerk around, and overall the engine is actually really well mated to this gearbox and the AMT unit. The 1.1 litre unit makes 68 horsepower and has 99 Newton meters of peak torque and offers 20.3 kilometers per litre. So fuel economy figures aren't really up there, but after all, for an AMT in particular, it really ticks off a lot of the boxes. The Tiago, on the other hand, is the more powerful one of the two cars here. It has a bigger engine. The 1.2 litre motor makes 84 bhp and 114 Newton meters of peak torque, both of which are considerably higher than the Hyundai offers. But despite that, it is actually more fuel efficient than the Santro is. So this has 23.84 kilometers per litre, and that fuel economy number for an AMT gearbox car is a great little figure, especially for an urban runabout. Now the AMT gearbox itself, of course, has been sourced by Tata Motors from a third-party component manufacturer, and it does get that little sport mode option here. So you can either choose sport or you can choose the city mode. And in sport mode, which is of course the one that all of us prefer because it is the smoother shifting mode, the car really does go well. I mean, put your foot down and it sort of responds quickly. There's no lag. Well, there is a bit of a lag, but it's not really noticeable or annoying. So if you really had to pick the better driving car between the two, the Santro takes this one hands down. And we're not talking about power delivery here, instead focusing on how smooth and refined that AMT is. In fact, the Santro AMT might just be the best AMT car in the sub 10 lakh rupee range today. The Santro's 4-cylinder engine also has considerably better NVH levels than the 3-pot in the Tiago. So let's talk about everything else you get in that package. Both the Santro and the Tiago get 2 AMT variants each, and sadly both do not get the AMT option in the fully loaded variant that is offered with the manual. While the Tiago is bigger and better looking in our view, the Santro absolutely trounces it in terms of interior features and sheer spec. You get the touchscreen infotainment system on the Santro along with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and of course there's that rear view parking camera too. The Tiago on the other hand gets a more traditional infotainment system, although it does have Bluetooth connectivity. Both cars get airbags, but while the Santro only gets a single on the AMT, the Tiago AMT gets two on the highest trim. The Santro is priced between 5,18,000 to 5,46,000 rupees ex-showroom Delhi. And honestly, for a mere 30,000 rupees more, you are better off with the higher spec sports variant. The Tiago on the other hand is slightly cheaper for the lower variant at 5,04,000 rupees, but the XZA, which is the highest trim level for the AMT, is priced at 5,63,000 rupees ex-showroom, and that's roughly a 15,000 rupee difference between the equivalent Santro variant. And that is the final straw. The Santro is equipped with more features, drives better and is cheaper too, and so even though we'd like it to have dual airbags as standard, it is the winner in our entry-level AMT hatchback shootout. That's primarily for city use. If it is mainly highway driving you're looking at, get the Tiago. That Santro definitely makes a compelling argument for itself, and it's definitely the nicest car in that category, even though it does miss out on a few features like that rear wiper or rear parking sensors, but it does make up for all of that with all the other tech it offers. Let's move on now from a conventional car to something electric and a little cleaner. Okinawa has of course been making scooters for a while for the Indian market, electric scooters, and now they have a new one. Here's our review.
Okinawa launched its third electric scooter this year, the Ridge Plus. It is positioned between the Ridge and the Praise, and we take a quick spin on it to see how it fares on traffic-laden roads of national capital. In terms of design and features, the Ridge Plus is exactly similar to the Ridge, except the fact that the Ridge Plus gets new color schemes. The panels, headlamp cluster and even the seat is the same as the one on the Okinawa Ridge. So how is the Okinawa Ridge Plus different from the Ridge? We have the answer for you.
This is the new Okinawa Ridge Plus. It's the latest electric scooter from the company. Yes, Okinawa has the Ridge model as well, but that gets a lead acid battery and was non-detachable. While this one, the Ridge Plus, gets a lithium-ion battery which you can take out and charge at any regular plug point. The advantage here is you can charge this from your home, office or even your gym.
The Ridge Plus has an 800-watt motor, which is the same as the one on the standard Ridge, with the peak power rated at 1200 watts, while the battery is 60 volts, 26 ampere-hour lithium-ion unit. Okinawa says that the Ridge Plus can go up to 100 kilometers on a single charge, and the battery takes about 3 hours to get charged fully from naught. A range of 100 kilometers will suffice the needs of most people who ride to work every day. And thanks to the detachable battery, the range anxiety is nullified to a great extent. As far as features are concerned, the Ridge Plus gets a fully digital display that reads out basic information such as speed, battery level and trip meter, but misses out on displaying the exact range left. Like most electric vehicles, the Okinawa Ridge Plus too has a regenerative technology and electronic braking. Unfortunately, the Ridge Plus does not get disc brakes even as an option. The scooter gets 17 liters worth of under-seat storage, but most of it is used up by the battery, leaving space for small sundry items. The Ridge Plus is not exactly a quick scooter. With a top speed of 55 km per hour, you have to fully ring the throttle to make it pick up speed and need to plan your overtaking a little before the actual maneuver. Okinawa claims that for every kilometer you travel, you spend only 20 paise. The drum brakes on the Ridge Plus are spongy at best, and you need to work them hard in order to shave off speed. Like any other scooter, electric or otherwise, the Ridge Plus is easy to navigate through traffic-laden roads. Sure, it isn't the sharpest handling scooter and neither does it possess excellent ride quality, but it gets the job done and without causing any pollution.
Yes, the Ridge Plus is not a conventional scooter and neither does it offer the performance of one. what it does offer is very low cost of ownership and zero emissions, which is its biggest USP. It works well for daily commutes, slices through traffic easily, and has decent ride quality too. If you're looking for a clean green mobility solution, then the Okinawa Ridge Plus definitely deserves your consideration.
The Okinawa Ridge Plus is priced at 64,998 rupees, which is about 21,000 rupees more than the standard Ridge. Except for the detachable lithium-ion battery on the Ridge Plus, both scooters are more or less similar. As things stand, the only thing that is going for Okinawa is its environment friendliness. So if you believe in Captain Planet, the environmental superhero, there is a chance you will believe in the Okinawa Ridge Plus too. The TVS Radeon is the newest 110cc commuter motorcycle from the company. It may not look like something radical or have design elements to win accolades, but the Radeon is a well-built and well-engineered motorcycle.
It gets a nice, clean, no-frills design, but there are a few premium bits such as these knee pads on the fuel tank, this lovely champagne gold engine cover, and this brown tan seat. All these bits make the motorcycle look more stylish. It's primarily aimed at young audiences in the urban as well as rural market, and it has been built on an all-new platform. The engine though is the same 110cc unit as the one on the TVS Star City Plus.
The overall silhouette of the Radeon does resemble the largest selling commuter motorcycle in the segment, the Hero Splendor. The rear in particular, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the styling could have been more contemporary. And it does look all too common and a bit dated, even though the details are modern. There's a small strip of LED daytime running lights at the bottom of the headlamp, which sums up the modern bits on the bike. But the instrument panel is old school, with 2 analog clocks. What is really impressive is the fit and finish on the bike. So solid build quality of the panels and plastic bits, and very good paint quality as well. The upright seating position and the seat itself is quite comfortable, so the Radeon is easy for putting in long hours of in-city riding. The engine makes 8.3 bhp at 7000 rpm and peak torque of 8.7 Nm at 5000 rpm. Performance is par for the course for the 110cc segment, and it doesn't disappoint. The engine is smooth and torquey, and with a nice exhaust note, it doesn't leave much to complain about on the performance front. As long as you're sticking to city speeds, the Radeon doesn't mind sitting at 60 km per hour for long durations. But it does feel a bit out of breath if you want to push the engine harder for extended periods. Tipping the scales at 112 kg, the Radeon loves to filter through traffic. Undulations and broken tarmac aren't a problem, but it feels slightly stiff while going over potholes and speed breakers.
The Radeon is a peppy 110cc motorcycle. It stays the happiest between speeds of 40 and 60 km per hour. The engine is quite smooth, and there's the barest hint of vibration when you really start pushing the bike. The motorcycle loves filtering through traffic, and the 4-speed gearbox works very slick as well. Now, we really wish that TVS had given a slightly softer suspension on the Radeon. Right now, it's too hard for our liking. So apart from that, we really don't think we can find any grouse with the bike.
The TVS Radeon is priced at 48,990 rupees ex-showroom Delhi, which is in line with its rivals such as the Hero Splendor Plus, Honda CD110 Dream DX and the Bajaj Platina ES100. It is a quality product if you're looking to get a commuter motorcycle for yourself. The only thing which is a tad disappointing is the slightly outdated design. But in all, the TVS Radeon certainly is a well-built and well-engineered commuter workhorse, and that's reason enough to consider it.
Joining me right now, I have a special guest, and we are inside a very special location as well, because well, you can see a little clue there behind me. I am going to be speaking with Sharat Agarwal, who heads Lamborghini's business here in India, and with us are two very special cars, both dressed in yellow. Sharat, thank you.
Pleasure.
And always a good opportunity to be able to catch up with you, and thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
So, very special car behind you. I think in
Yes.
so many different ways I can describe why it's special. But let me start off by first sort of just getting a sense of what this year has been, because this is that one year that everybody was looking to for Lamborghini, not just in India but worldwide. Has it lived up to those expectations for you?
Absolutely. I can say it's been a very exciting year for us, and I'll say 2018 is a year of acceleration for us. We started the year with the launch of this game changer, Lamborghini Urus, and we started deliveries of Urus in September this year. And I can say that Urus will see the fastest 25 in the super luxury segment in its history in India. Also during the year we launched the limited edition Aventador SVJ, and yesterday we delivered the first SVJ in India, and it's not only the first in India, it's also one of the first few in the world. So it's been a very exciting journey this year. We should grow approximately 70% on our base for 2017 this year, which is again very encouraging for us, and we set up that we are going to grow 3x over our 2017 base by 2020, and this year has really set the platform for us for making this happen much earlier than what we planned.
Now, so many things you said there that sort of instantly spark a few questions. It's interesting you use the word accelerate, of course, because no one knows how to do that better than Lamborghini, I think. But puns aside, give a context to, the average viewer doesn't get why it's such a big deal for a brand like yours or any brand in this space to talk about hitting 25 cars. Just a context. So
the context is, see, super luxury in India is still very small. We're talking of a segment size of about 250 cars annually in this country. Typically the players in India, they have about 20 to 25% market share, because there are 4 to 5 key players who are playing in this segment. Now, given that small base of volume, hitting 25 in a short span of 4 to 5 months means that you are going to drive this segment for future. Okay. So that's what we always said when we unveiled Urus, that Urus is going to create a very unique space in the super luxury segment, because it's not going to eat the segment, it's going to create the segment, it's going to grow the segment. And that's what exactly we have seen, that people from luxury sedans, luxury SUVs, premium sedans, premium SUVs, they are coming and buying Urus. For us, 70% of the Urus buyers are first time to Lamborghini. That tells that how we are growing the segment.
It's wonderful to see the Urus on Indian roads. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
And that's all we have time for this week on Bazaar Buzz. As always, remember, wear that helmet if you're on a two-wheeler, wear that seatbelt if you're in a car, wear that Santa hat if you're on his sleigh. And Merry Christmas once again from everybody here at the Bazaar Buzz family, all you viewers. We do read all your comments and feedback, so keep sending us those. And as always, safe drive, safe ride, safe flying if you're in that sleigh. And we'll see you next week.